Hello, and welcome to tonight's Coppice Dev stream. Normally we would be doing a Streamline stream on a Wednesday, but as I'm hoping to get Coppice released next week, the next version of it, I have decided to spend the evening working on Coppice. We have finally managed to get Coppice pretty much complete, and all we're doing now is those last touches of getting an app ready for release. So we're going to be going through stuff like finishing off the What's New screen, working on the manual, updating like samples and press kits and websites and so on over the next few streams. So let's hop straight in. And as always, let me know how you're doing at the moment in chat, be this your morning, afternoon, evening. Let me know how your day has been, how it's going, and what your plans are. So, I may be muting a little more often at the start of the stream because I am also getting food while I work on this because I have been doing contract work up until about 20 minutes ago and haven't had time to eat yet. So what we're going to be working on first is, at the end of the last stream, we started on the What's New screen. And we've already updated the text in it. What we need to do is update these icons. And I believe we were looking for icons that we can use from SF Symbol. Right. So we can use crop and rotate for cropping and rotating. I was thinking could shift auto linking down to there. But this, we obviously need to recreate it because it doesn't scale it correctly. And then right, we can't. I would be okay just using the SF symbols as is here, though unfortunately we can't use it because we need to support macOS 10.15. So we are going to have to recreate these from scratch. But it's good as just a placeholder to see what this looks like. So maybe we could use something like this, but replace the paperclip with our chain link. It's rectangle dash. There. Yeah, we can make it a bit more vertical so it looks a bit better, but I think they are good starting points for what we want. So let's work on them. Okay, let's open up Affinity Designer. Emulator, close that. Alright, so what we're probably going to do, the dash line we can probably recreate fairly easily. Crop and rotate could probably recreate from what we already have, so this should hopefully be relatively easy. Okay, so we've got arrows here. How big are they? 32, yes. Okay, so we're gonna change these back to proportionally down. I want some 32. Got view. Okay. Unlocking. Rotate and bring crop up. Okay, so we just want to in. Just close. Right. That quite good now. Okay. Bit better. That down. Okay. Have to tweak this quite a bit. So, let's focus on these first. So the first thing we want to do is increase their width to 4 points. Okay, next up, there's now that's looking a bit rectangular. So up 4, 5, 12. Oh, hello everyone. Hello Dragon Dust. Welcome to the chat. Hello, and I'm doing quite well. I am currently working on finishing up the next version of my app, Coppice. Currently working on some icon stuff for it. How are you all? How was your stream, Dragon Dust? I did see you were streaming, and I was actually going to hop on. No, unfortunately, I was in a work call, so wasn't able to, and then had to rush to start streaming. But hopefully your stream went well. Thanks for the follow, Michael Codes. Oh, wait. Nope, not that. Contour tool. Where's the corner tool gone? Go. Yeah, streaming after a full day's work. I mean, normally what I do on these Wednesday streams is, I mean, first off, normally I'm finished work long before now, but unfortunately I had a work call shifted from yesterday to today, and usually I'm not working on Coppice, I'm working on other stuff. I've been working on another app called, currently codenamed Streamline, but then when I'm not, when I'm past that, I'm hoping to work on various other bits and pieces, like stuff for the stream or learning like 3D graphics, learning like doing motion graphics and learning stuff like that. So, so what did you get up to on your stream? Oh, cool. And if it shows some, to show some player data. Premium features. Premium features are the best kind to work on, because they're the ones that earn you the money. Also, are you just adding the subscription with this? Like, are you working on a new app, or is this an update to an existing app? Oh, cool. Feel free to link it, and I'll take a look. So is the subscription already there, or are you adding the subscription as part of adding this premium feature? Oh, cool. Well, hopefully all goes well. I mean, subscriptions are always can always be a bit iffy with users. I mean, I started with subscriptions to begin with, and there were some people I saw on some websites in the comment section like, "Why didn't you say this was subscription up front so I could have ignored it?" and stuff like that. So, have a look-see. Hi, Silent Assassin. Ah, yes, I've. I think I remember you showing this off a while ago. I remember the design of it. I'm terrible at remembering what people are working on, but yeah, I remember this because you've got very nice design on it and very nice font selection. So this is what you're working on at the moment: the in-game account balance, viewing the card collection of other players, card prices, and more. So. Yeah, Mishra B certainly has a lot of talent with app design. I keep trying to catch his streams, but unfortunately, he streams a bit too early in the morning for me. So it's usually by the time that I'm up and about and have be looking for his stream, it's a bit too late. So it is nice being able to catch other streamers, though. I managed to catch Megan earlier. She was doing one of her. They were doing one of their early uh, morning streams. So uh, that's it's always good to get on and chat with people and share knowledge and just meet more people in the community. Yeah, it's going fairly well, Silent Assassin. Just working on my own app, getting these icons done. So what we're actually working on, what these icons are for, because I've realised I haven't shown the context of this, is the What's New in Coppice screen, which is we've already updated the text on it, and we just want to add some additional icons. Now, we can't use the SF symbols as is for numerous reasons. One of the reasons is I need to support macOS 10.15, which doesn't support SF symbols. A second is I want to tweak this symbol up here. And the final one is that I am very, very particular with icons, and I prefer that they line up by pixels. Okay, see you when you get back. And when you get back, Dragon Dust, let me know, because I'll show everyone what I've actually been working on in this version of Coppice. Because you can see here, I'm talking about image linking and cropping and rotation and auto linking, but it would make sense to show off to everyone when you get back exactly what I have been working on for the past several months for this release. Yeah, so we have our first icon done. So let's export that. So the first thing I want to do, very first thing is wipe off my keyboard. I've just managed to spill a bit of water on it. Right. So these here, I want to copy that across and set it to 60. 4, nope, not 642. 4. Want to get that nicely lined up. Five. By the way, if you've never used a fin, oh, not copy. Oh yes. So this is going to be 32 point 2x background, and here we want to copy again up to here, and this is point back. But yeah, if you've never used Affinity Designer, it is actually a very nice app. I'm still learning properly how to use it, but I started using this when I realized that I was paying a lot of money for Adobe Creative Cloud. And I was paying, I think it was like £50 a month. So it's like £600 a year for all this software, and 90% of the time I was using Photoshop, and 10% of the time I was using Illustrator. And then I'd try out a few other bits and pieces. And the only other things I used on Creative Cloud was whether it's Typekit, the online font stuff. So what I realized I could do is drop down to just getting Photoshop for £10 a month, which is far more balanced in terms of money compared to what I get out of it, and buy Affinity Designer to handle all my vector stuff. And it's been a little while getting used to it. Some of the controls and the UI is fairly different, but as I'm getting used to it, I'm really liking it. Found a few things that I really like over Illustrator, and I've been using Illustrator since I was a kid, so yeah, it's a few things I still would prefer Illustrator for. Like if I had to pick between two, I'd probably stick with Illustrator because I have a lot of experience with it. But in general, this is actually quite a nice app. So if you're ever looking for an app to do any vector work in or icon work in, I can highly recommend it. So now we have our background here. What we can do is, let's see, we have one group there, we have another group there. We're going to select this group on our 32 point background, and then we're going to export selection only. Okay, why that 33 by 34? 32, 2. There we go. That is properly aligned now, so we can export that. Welcome, and this is going to be drop up and rotate. And what we will do is save this as crop and rotate. And then we'll select this here. Select, nope, not that. Select that one. Select our 32 point at 2x and basically do the same again. Oop, that needs to be selection only. That needs to be 4. Where's 64? That is close enough for this size. We do same again at 2x. And let's bring these in. I was actually playing around with some automation in OBS earlier. I was because I frequently am muted and forget I'm muted. I have had Sinister something in chat who suggested, could I get something to put some sort of visual up on the screen indicating that I'm muted? And what I initially tried to do was get it so that I could configure it on my Stream Deck. The problem there is if I configure it on my Stream Deck, I lose the ability to see on my Stream Deck whether or not I'm muted. But what I can do is potentially script so that when a script gets notified that my mic gets muted, it can enable a muted item on the screen. So what I've been trying to do is get that working. Now, unfortunately, so far, all I've managed to do is get OBS to crash when it runs the script, which is great because even though I'm writing in Lua, it's effectively going down to C, and you've got to do manual memory management, which is a lot of fun. But yeah, it's an interesting experience. Right, so where have I put icon? Right, my assets, icons, welcome. Oh no, it's what's new, isn't it? They standardize these. What's new? Rotate. Yeah, I don't want to do that. What's new? Up and rotate. Oh, yep. I need to make these a template. There's template image. And now if we go back, there we go. That looks okay. So you're configuring your OBS, change your scenes to window captures so you don't accidentally show something. Yep, that's something I've worried about. Yeah, because on window captures the mouse pointer isn't visible. So I think there is a solution to that, but it's not yet available. So the solution is that macOS 12.3, I believe it was, introduced Screen Capture Kit, which does allow for things like that, where you can signify whether or not the mouse pointer is visible, and it's a lot more performant. and a lot more optimized. And I believe on the Apple Silicon branch, they've integrated it in, but it's not yet been released. And it's going to be a separate like capture thing, but that could be something that's useful to look at. But I mean, what I have is I've actually got a shortcut set up. So I have a shortcut and a checklist whenever I start streaming. So the shortcut, first on, I turn my streaming thing on, which silences all notifications. I quit all of the apps that I use that may have something sensitive in, open the apps I want, and set up where things are. And then I have a checklist to make sure that I've cleared out Xcodes from contract work and stuff like that. So literally the only thing that I can show is really stuff that I need, like stuff that I am okay showing. But yeah, I've got a shortcut set up for that. I've now set up one to sort of revert things afterwards. So it's actually set up on my Stream Deck that when I finish, what it should do is switch to the thanks for watching screen. After a short time, it should tell OBS to stop streaming. A short while after that, it should then invoke my shortcut, which should then like quit OBS and ReadoTube and open all the various apps that I quit that I usually have open, like mail and messages and so on. So I'm really getting into an automation kick, but like I say, I'm also learning scripting. So I mean, the script that I currently have, this does crash OBS, but I think that is to do with some of these release. But what I'm trying to do is get, when I'm on my main screen scene, get the mic output, see whether it's muted, and if it's muted, get the muted icon and set its visibility. So if I'm muted, I want the muted icon to appear, and when it's not, I don't want it to appear. And that way, it's all hooked up inside of OBS. So then it should hopefully just always work at that point. So it's fun looking at stuff like this and trying to get it working. It's I hadn't actually realized until yesterday that OBS allows scripting. So it's quite cool to see that they've got both support for Python and Lua, and the Lua is built in, so that's why I'm using it, even though I've never used it before, but it seems a fairly reasonable language. But yeah, I'm playing around with that, seeing what that can potentially do. But I'm very much going on a bit of an automation kick ever since I got my Stream Deck. It's really pushed me to automate things. I've got automations for Photoshop. I've automations for Xcode. Well, not really automations, but it's invoking certain hotkeys that I forget and certain actions that I need. So yeah, when I have it working, I have to share it with you. It's I'll probably post it up on just something like that. Yeah, a Stream Deck is definitely worth getting. I'm really pleased with mine. I'm really impressed with the quality of the hardware, software is pretty good. It's had a few bugs here and there, but I mean, all software does, but I'm pretty pleased. But I mean, let me show you some of the this is my current Stream Deck setup. So I have all of my things here for showing the various screens. And for example, if I go to Be Right Back, this is a multi-action where what it does is I select the Be Right Back screen, I mute myself, and I switch to my sleeping avatar, which is all done via hotkeys. Same here where I will unmute myself. I've got the mute hooked up here, and when I mute, it switches. You don't actually see, this is like an animated GIF that like pulses. I've got my sidebar. I have the iPad hooked up. All my things that can go through here. I've got various actions, so posting stuff into chat or all my scripts and stuff that I run. I can see my view account here. And then if I click on here, I've got a page for Xcode. So this is just various GitHub actions that, or GitHub pages that I go to for contract work, but I've got stuff like, if I jump over to Xcode and bring this up again, I can, oh, no, it won't do it while I'm there. But if I hit a button, I can edit scheme. I can select this and find callers. The IB sidebar I can do. I mean, this is all setting it up just to do like keyboard shortcuts. This one will open my main playground, which is always useful to have. And then I've got a few for Photoshop as well. So yeah, the interactive sidebar is it's actually not that difficult to do. So I have my sidebar, and inside I have all the components. So at the top is like video slideshow. Then I have the chat, which is a browser element from Stream Elements. And then at the bottom, that is just a screen share of this Anomaly Outliner document. And then I just have it set up with the show and hide transitions to be sliding. Oh yeah, the Stream Deck is really useful when I'm not streaming. I mean, I just like using Affinity Designer now. I've been thinking about hooking it up. I mean, something that is incredibly useful in terms of the Stream Deck, if I bring back up the configure. So these ones are all just hotkeys or opening things. But these, Daniel Kennett has actually made a plugin, so you can actually like pause execution or start the view debugger. And these ones I need to have Xcode in the forefront, so the hotkey goes to the right app. These ones I don't. So if you look down here, I have Breakpoints activated. If I press the Breakpoints button on my Stream Deck, this is the frontmost app. But you can see it is activating and deactivating breakpoints. So when you have the thing where you want the app not to have breakpoints enabled when you first launch it for some reason, maybe you've got certain exceptions of things that are firing on launch that you just want to ignore initially, so that you can focus on the one that you actually want to focus on. It's annoying to have to like switch back to Xcode to enable the breakpoints to then switch back to the app. Whereas now I can just launch the app and wait until it gets to the point that I want, and then just hit the thing on my Stream Deck, and it will enable the breakpoint in Xcode for me. Enable all breakpoints, and then I'm good at that point. So yeah, I mean, the Stream Deck is one of my favorite tech purchases I've made in quite a while. It's just such a high quality little piece of hardware. Like I said, the software is good, and it's just thinking about ways that I can use it beyond just streaming. So yeah, highly recommended. Just make sure you go for if you go for the regular Stream Deck, go for the Mark II, because it's a bit nicer, I think. Or if you want more than 15 buttons, the XL is pretty good. So I bring up Elgato Stream Deck. So I've gone for the Mark II here, where you don't really have that. It's not really an adjustable stand, it's just a fixed one, but it's at a nice angle. But you get like replaceable face plates if you want and everything. But the other ones, you can get like a mini one, which I probably wouldn't recommend. It's only 6 buttons, but it's not really worth it. The other one that you can potentially look at is the XL, where you get a lot more buttons. So you're probably looking, that is a regular Stream Deck. So you're getting all these additional columns here and the top row on top. It's a fair bit more, but you're effectively getting like almost a second Stream Deck worth of buttons in there. So it's ultimately how much you would use it for. I mean, as you can see with mine, as I showed, you can set up pages. So I have it where I have a page for streaming, and I can press a button and have a page for Xcode, and then move to the next page for Photoshop. So yeah, the XL is definitely something that would be nice to have. The thing that surprised me most about the Stream Deck, and this sort of makes the XL seem even better, is how compact it is. I thought just the plain Stream Deck was going to be a lot bigger than it is. I mean, it isn't. I mean, I've got an iPhone 11, and it's probably what, 2.5. Like if I put it in landscape mode, you're probably talking maybe 1 centimeter thicker and maybe 2.5 centimeters narrower than an iPhone 11. So it is fairly compact. Yes, you can, because I actually have that. So I haven't actually shown you where I've had the most automation one. Yeah, more buttons is nice, but I mean, like the normal size one, like I say, is fairly. It's small. It's physically small. But yeah, if you want to actually set up, you can set up profiles. So I have here as my default profile, but I have this Roll20 one for Firefox. So if I show you the Roll20 one, this is when I'm running D&D games. Now, almost all of this is just hotkeys, but I have it where if anyone knows Roll20, you can switch between layers. You've got the GM layer, the token layer, the map layer. These ones move to those layers. I can switch between the various tools in the sidebar. I can jump to the chat, And when I'm in the chat, I've got my player characters here where I can just click on this and it will actually do a whisper to them. I've got various dice rolls, so I've got it set up here where, let's say I wanted to roll fireball damage, which is 8d6. I could go in here, and once I'm in the chat, I just type d6. It will type that text into the chat field, which will bring up a prompt where on roll 20. So this is all like roll 20's special text. So it'll ask me how many dice, and then I just tap 8, and that just taps 8 and presses enter, and it will roll it for me. So you can do all sorts of cool things just with the built-in stuff. And then obviously you get different things like with your Stream Deck. We can do system things, Twitter stuff. Let's see, various control center stuff. I've got the Xcode stuff, various things on Twitch, and you can get more things on the Stream Deck. So you can look through plugins. So there are all sorts of plugins for like various apps and so on. So yeah, it is a really well designed and really well thought out piece of hardware and software. So I'm very happy with it. I've even had to use Elgato's support because there was a thing where when you had something that invoked a hotkey and you put it in a multi-action, which is one of the things where it's one of the things where you have multiple actions running from one thing, it wouldn't invoke that hotkey. But I got in touch with their support and they were fantastic. It took a little while to get back to me, but they were apologetic about that, saying it was a very busy time. And they had a fix out because they'd had a few reports of this, and they had a fix out not that long after. And yeah, so not only is it a good product and good software, it's good support as well if things go wrong. So yeah, it is a product that I cannot recommend enough. I am extremely happy with it. I've been buying a lot of stuff recently, and in terms of like new things I've got, it is by far the best that I've got. So right, so let's go back to Affinity Designer, and we're wanting to something that looks a bit. Want to do is here. Let's copy that, create a layer, call this Hotspots. Paste that. I also want that was being weird. Okay, so add that. Don't care about crop anymore. So what I'm going to that there. Oh, that's why it switches to. Right, that there. And what I want is I don't want, so it should not have a fill. Two point. Let's see. Dash. Let's just get to I want is a mask is how masks work in here. Nope. Okay, let's have a look. How do masks work in Affinity Designer? Affinity Designer masks. Okay, so I believe should happen is like that. Oh, I hadn't noticed that. That's quite nice. Right. So if I fill that black, right, what I should be able to do, drag that. Identify the layer. Identify the layer we want to work the mask. Let's make sure the cut layer is above the layer landscape. You have to do simply click and drag the bottom layer onto the top layer. Drag the bottom layer onto the top layer. Not working. Wonder if it has to be an image then. Unless it's changed. Explain. Okay about that. Masking and Affinity Designer. Okay, in Designer you can use Pixel Performance Erase Brush tool on the vector shape to remove unwanted areas. A mask layer will be created automatically when you erase. Oh, okay. Let's undo that. Delete that layer. And so here, Pixel Persona. Okay, that is super cool. Oh, you can even tweak it that much? Okay, I like that. Switch back to this. I can tell you now, Dragon Dust, I am going to be setting up a page for Affinity Designer at some point on my Stream Deck, because there's a lot of stuff here that I need to pick up on and learn. View mode, that just wants to be standard pics. Right. As the 44. Sizes the mask as well, which is nice. Want that to be set to 4. Right, let's just play a little bit with the fade. Okay, that looks a lot better. Uh, okay. Donut. Razor. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so these should be good to export now. I'm now seeing just why Affinity Designer is pretty fantastic. So group those, and what we'll do is go there and select our background there and export, selection only, 32, export, and this is going to be image king. What's king? I want that one and the 2x and do the same thing. And then I will show you all what I have been working on in Coppice. Do that. Okay. Export. What's new in image linking at 2x? So we want to go here. I want add those and make them templates. Go back here. That looks alright. I might be tempted. Shift that one to be top aligned. Because it's quite a big one. Okay, so let's build and run, and let me give you a tour of what's new in Coppice 2022.1. Because I've been working on a lot of stuff over the past 3-4 months, and this release has almost entirely been built while I've been streaming. So let's open our sample document. So there isn't a huge amount in terms of canvases or in terms of text that is new. Almost all of the new stuff happens here on images. So first off, rotation is broken. So that makes for a fantastic demo. Why is rotation broken? Image inspector. Okay, so that is not being called. Image inspector view controller. They're not being called. Why on earth have... Oh, I bet I know why. Because I changed something. And what I changed specifically was... I changed it to a segmented control. Right, let's just quickly fix that then. In fact, dated, what's icon? Okay, push that up. What I want to do is drag an outlet to there. Or do I? I just want to check NS segmented control. Can you set an action? I cannot remember. Believe you can. No, you can't. In that case, drag an action. Rotate. Segmented control. And then selected segment 0, self.view view model dot rotate left, else self.type model dot rotate right. There's that, build and run, and then hopefully this works. And hopefully this tour does not turn into a, oh, everything is suddenly broken. Which it shouldn't do, because all the other stuff I have been actually working on in the past week. There we are. So the first thing is rotation. So, that shouldn't be that. Okay, so that's a rotate right. That's a rotate right. And we rotate right again. Okay, rotation's broken, so we'll look into that later. Let me just delete the sample document so we can create a fresh one. because we need that unrotated. And technically we don't, but it's nice to have it unrotated. So now we get back into the tour at the bit that does work. So let's bring up cropping. Fully non-destructive cropping. And not only that, full undo. Then we get onto hotspots. So I can drag a hotspot over here, click on it, and let's link this to, let's say, Font Inspector. And now if I'm in view mode and I click on that, I now link to the Font Inspector. For pro users, this is where the fun comes in, because if I'm in a text page and I type, let's say, text pages, you see that it's automatically found that. Because as a pro user, you get auto-linking. Now, wouldn't that be fantastic if it happened here? So you can see text page, image page. At the moment, this title is text pages. If we go into a canvas and we drag this out, and we go here and we drag this out so that we can see them both side by side when I rename this. Watch what happens. I'll delete the S and hit enter. It has found the text in the image and auto created a link for me. I can do the same with image page. And it has found it. So it is pretty fantastic. It gets even more fun because if I take a screenshot of the sidebar, I create a new image page, I paste it in. Ooh. What's happened there? Okay, that's another bug that we're going to have to look into. That is probably because it wasn't on there. But you see that it has found pretty much every one on there. The only ones I haven't found are image page and text page because we crashed. But if I now go here and I now drag this out, I'm now linking to all of these pages. So that is the big new pro feature that I've added, which is the auto linking. You also get additional things such as when you go in here, you can do polygons and circles. That should fade out. Oop. So you can grab that, move it around. So yeah, I have been working a lot on image stuff, so that's all pretty good. What I need to do is file 2 quick bugs though. So the first one is that Jira sucks now. There we go, managed to get that. Right, issues summary. Pasting image on canvas doesn't resize canvas page. Pasting an image into a new image page while on a canvas. Not page lead. Fields. Fix function. Got one. Great. The other one is rotation is booked. Rotation. That is probably because with rotation, it is incredibly complex because I am effectively having to use multiple coordinate systems. And some coordinate systems, a 90 degrees, like a positive 90 degrees rotation takes you clockwise. In other coordinate systems, a positive 90 degrees rotation takes you anti-clockwise. And I have to use them both because I am using image APIs, I'm using vision APIs, I'm using AppKit and Core Graphics APIs, and they all decide we're going to do different things. And some of them it doesn't even make sense. You'd think that at least most of them would standardize on one way of doing it, but no, some of them decide to do the AppKit way where the origin is in the bottom left rather than the top left. So you have to deal with this even on iOS. So coordinates are hard. Always check your origins. Okay, and then we'll get rid of that. I'm hoping to move away from Jira at some point. I need to properly test drive an alternative. But I mean, Jira's been good, but if the app is like breaking and stuff, then yeah. So yeah, that's a tour of Coppice. So, oh, sorry, Dragon Dust, I missed. Hope you have a good rest of your day, and thank you for coming. Thank you for raiding. So we have what's new done. Let's look into these bugs now. Let's look into why rotation is balked. Because we're rotating right, we're rotating right. Rotate image 90 degrees. So we get a CI image. We transform it. We get the rotated one and then we set it back. I haven't changed anything. So why is that now broken? Build and run and see. See what on earth is going wrong here. So we're going to go into here and we're going to rotate left. That should move our image around. So the top right is now our top left. So if I got the CI image there, got the rotated, that is correctly rotated. Rotated CG image is correctly rotated, and then that should give us a final image that is correctly rotated. So then we're going to go step out, go there, go in, got that, that, and then PO self.orientation or value. So it's up. Then orientation rotated by direction. Direction left. Got row value. That should give us 6. So if it's up, it's rotated right. Down, but left means rotated clockwise and right means anti-clockwise. It's backwards, but it's the only way to get the vision framework to work correctly. Okay. But that shouldn't change. Right, so that's done correctly. So if we rotate left again, we have a CI image. It's like that. We have a rotated CI image, which is like that. And then if we go down to the bottom, our final image is correct. Okay, 2 for 2. Rotate left. Our CI image is upside down. Let's skip to there. Our rotated CI image is correctly rotated. Our final image is correctly rotated. Rotate left. Our CI image is like that. Our rotated CI image is the right way up. Our final image is the right way up. Our image is upside down. What? Out. Our image is the correct way up. Okay. Well, this is certainly interesting. Alright, so the CI image is the right way up. That upside down, exactly. Yeah, that's upside down. Correct. So this should be upside down. And it is. This should be turned left because the rotated one is turned. Yeah. Okay. And the new image. Okay. Everything's working fine. Then we're just going to do the exact same thing again. Rotate to the left. Rotated CI image. Oh, yeah, because we haven't done it yet. So, look at the start. It's to the left. Look at the rotated CI image. Facing up. Look at our final image. Upright. Look at the image being passed in. Upright. Right, the only thing I can think of is... editor, model. Okay, so we need to regenerate the cropped image. Get here. And self.document. Right, I know what's gone wrong. Right. I know what went wrong. Because I added this cache on Friday, and we do it by the page ID and the size. But the thing is, the size is not going to be quite right. So have we been looking at my disable breakpoints, Coppice, and let's just see, have I been sort of colorblind? Right, if I rotate to the left, that is rotated that way. That has not rotated. Can you see? We're flipping between upside down and rotated to the left. So we have those set there. So what we want to do, because the dimensions are the same, it's going to the cache. So all we want to do is add here do image content dot orientation dot raw value. That should fix the problem, because now the cache is not based just on a page and a size, but also an orientation. So if we rotate left, 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 left. There we go. So that is now fixed. So copies for 8, fixed rotation, caching. I wonder if that is also the issue we had here. Let's take a whole screenshot. Let's create a new image page. No, it's not. So what do we have here? Let's view outcomes. Right, let's enable Objective-C exceptions. We can delete that. Go here. That's gonna long. Oh no. Right. Yo, canvas. So they're infinite. start afresh. See why it gets out of whack. We go here, paste in. Okay, so that's fine. But if I create a new one, right. So cropped image, set, new value, PO new value dot size is 192. So we set the image and we set the crop ret to 0 image size. Ret did set that. Content size did change. Size canvas. Because the image has not yet been. Okay. Okay. What we want. Image equal. Shift that up there. That should hopefully fix it. Because then the image is always set before we go. So if we go here and we paste, that just works. Fine. Oh no, we need to create a new image page, don't we? Oh no, still hitting an issue. Is our old size is 0. And that's where our new frame gets from, because old size is 0. Okay, so if that old size equals old size and old size not equal 0. Right. So we create a new image, we paste in, now it works fine. Okay, sweet. So that's fixed as well. Right, pasting. Copy. Finish this up. Progress. Finish. Right. So, well, that's done. We can start looking at other stuff. I think what we're going to do, because we only have about 15 minutes left on the stream, we're going to do some planning. So the next thing I want to tackle, got what's new updated. Solve that as well. Updating the manual. So the manual in Coppice is actually in two places. If I run Coppice, so we have help here, and this help is a custom help thing. Though it does fully integrate with the help. So if I was to search for like edit a page's title, it goes and opens it up in here. So we have all the manual here, but this is all actually on the Coppice website. So if I go to the Coppice website and go to support, you can check the user guide here. And when you check the user guide, you'll find that the same thing is here on the website. And what I actually do when I'm updating this is that I have a CMS that powers a lot of the website that I've written, and I basically update these pages in the CMS, and then I run a script that extracts them from the web, downloads all the resources and everything, and packages it up into a format that this UI can read. So what we need to do is go through and figure out what actually needs updating. So we have this here, and let's just create on the outline of the document. All right. So that seems fine. Intro to Coppice. Open link page. Okay. Alright, so that's fine. Creating a document. Version document version. Document. Open document. Date version. Customize the toolbar. I'll allow that. Okay. Customize sidebar size. Create a blank page. View a page. Formatting text content, that's not going to have changed. Default font. Setting the image. That is going to have changed. Set image of an image page because you need to be in the image mode. As add an image description. And we have edit pages, title, reorder pages, group pages into folders, lists, tables. We want add rotating image and add cropping an image. Update all links sections because they all need updating because at the moment they only let you deal with text links, so we need to update all those. Creating a canvas should be fine. The order. Rename, customize. Change the default theme, add a page. Select, move, remove, resize. Change zoom level, exporting. Right, what other stuff have I added? Because I've not been particularly good at keeping track in a file of all of the little bug fixes and so on. So, got all the crop rect stuff. We've got the rotation. Got hotspots. Searching. Do I have? Do I have a page on searching? I will have to add one. Probably into basics. Accessibility. So yeah, there's not a huge amount in terms of that. There's lots of bug fixes, but add section on searching. Okay, so what we will do is we are probably going. I will let's copy paste that into Jira. And yeah, so what we are going to do on Saturday's stream is start working through the manual. Now, given state of things, we may not end up releasing next week. It may be the week after. Because get the manual, then the press kit, then the sample document, and the website done. It may be the week after that we actually release. But that's fine. It's better to make sure that we get things done properly rather than rushing things. So yeah, we'll try and get the manual done, potentially even the press kit and sample document, but we will probably still need to do the website and stuff. And then it will be good to have some time to have an extra check of all the little things that we've forgotten. So that would be quite useful. But next week, unless something seriously goes wrong, next week should definitely be the last week that we're spending the full week working on this version of Coppice. So I want to thank you all for coming along. I want to thank Dragon Dust for raiding, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, rest of your afternoon, evening, whatever time it is where you are. And until the weekend, when I will be streaming again at 2 p.m. UK time, I would like to wish you all happy coding.